Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings of Bermuda, the taste of Bermuda. This week on Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, we have a special show for you. The New England section of the PGA of America's Awards Night, brought to you in part by Michelob Ultra. From the Nashawtuc Country Club, this is the New England section of the PGA of America Awards Dinner, brought to you on Facebook Live by Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer. The New England Professional Golfers Association, known as the New England PGA, has been making the game of golf better for over 100 years in New England. The New England PGA is a nonprofit association dedicated to promoting the game of golf and is one of the 41 sections that comprise the PGA of America. The New England PGA consists of over 750 PGA Class A golf professionals and over 240 PGA apprentices at over 450 golf facilities in 5 states: Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. These facilities include public, private, resort golf courses, teaching centers, and driving ranges. Now, here's the New England section of the PGA of American President Rob Jarvis.
Good evening. Welcome everyone to our section's premier event, the 2017 Awards and Hall of Fame Banquet. Tonight it gives me great pleasure to present past NEPGA Executive Director Eddie Carboni with the George S. Weymss Award. The plaque reads, in appreciation and recognition of his many years of dedicated service to the New England section PGA of America. And he's already up here.
Rob, thank you, Kathy. Welcome. Are you sure you want to put this in my hands? It's probably not a good time.
Get up here. Have a seat, Mr. Carboni. So, when I was fortunate enough to be the president of the New England PGA, you called me at least twice a day. And it always started out with, "Big dog, I got to talk to you about something." And we had some great times, and it really was a tremendous amount of fun, and you did a tremendous job in growing the New England PGA. You know, when you look at golf in New England, we all look at it as really very special. And you started back in 1993 and served in a number of different roles. You know, what is golf in New England? Because you're still connected, you know, with the championship at Salem, and we would love to have you back here. You know, really, what does golf in New England mean to you? Because you've been really entrenched in it since, since the early 90s. What does it mean to you?
Well, it actually goes back before that to Ronnie Green and, Andy Froud at Charles River Country Club back as a kid. And, I started caddying. I was an inner city kid from East Boston that moved out to the suburbs, and I played all the team sports and thought golf was the goofiest game ever. But started playing poorly, but got addicted to it and fell in love with it. And I've only had, I think, one real job my entire life that was outside the game of golf, and I've been super fortunate. I think this section and what it's done with the events for its members, what you've done for amateur golf, and with, I don't know if it's 300 events now for juniors. That was something, Jimmy, that you were really supportive of. I had to fight tooth and nail for that junior golf tour, 5 events in 1996, but we started there, and now I think there's 300. So I think the game has so much meaning for so many people that are obviously in this room and elsewhere, and it's so neat seeing the commissioner of the PGA Tour, Jay Monahan from Winchester Country Club.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was a huge help to me, of course, in my years at Doral, and continues to be now working for Hollis Kavner, who actually ran the event here with Tracy West when it was the Bank of Boston Classic PGA Tour Champions event. Getting to work with him now in Boca has been really a treat. So I think it's in a great place, and the section's in an amazing place with Higgy and Stewie and D-Mac and everybody.
We always looked at you as one of us. You came from the amateur side, and you came from the marketing side, and you became one of us, and although you never became a PGA member, in our mind, you were always one of us and one of our PGA members. So thanks for everything.
President of the NEPGA, Rob Jarvis, returns.
In recognition of being awarded the Strausbaugh Award, New England Section PGA, for distinguished service in mentoring other PGA professionals, integrity and character reflecting positively upon the profession, and outstanding involvement in charitable and community activities. Jim, will you please come up and join Mr. Remy?
You know, what does it mean to you to be the Strausbaugh recipient for a section, one of the largest sections in the country, more than 1,000 members? You know, what does that mean to you?
Thanks, Jim. First of all, it's humbling. That's really what it means to me. To be able to, you know, sit in front of you all and be the Strausbaugh Award winner, it's pretty special. And I'll tell you, I was very fortunate. Before Bill Strausbaugh passed away, I got to meet him. He came down to Seminole over the winter, and this older gentleman walked in the golf shop. Went over and said, "Hello, sir, my name is Jim DiMarino." He said, "Hello, I'm Bill Strausbaugh." And he spent the next 10 minutes asking me about who I was, where I came from, you know, what my goals were. And it was amazing that this gentleman would spend 10 minutes with a kid he didn't even know. And by the time I was done, I was so impressed. And on top of that, he said, "Anytime at all you need anything, you call me." And I was just blown away.
Yeah, the coach was a special person, and he had that ability to make people's lives better when he was around them. Similar to what you've done. You've helped so many, you know, go through the program and have been successful as PGA members. Who are some of the mentors? I know President Jarvis mentioned Don Lyons, but who are some of the other mentors, some of the other people that made a difference in your life?
My number one mentor and probably one of the greatest men in the world was my dad. We had tough times growing up, and the thing I remember the most about my dad is when things got tough, he got tougher. He put his head down, he worked harder, and he made sure everything was great for us. And that just meant a lot. And I know in my life and in my work life, when that happens, I just think of him. And, you know, it makes me do the same thing. I just put my head down and work harder.
There's more to come from Nashawtuc Country Club in Concord, Massachusetts. Welcome back to the Nashawtuc Country Club and the New England PGA Awards Dinner. Brought to you on Facebook Live by Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer. Now, here's the New England section of the PGA of American President Rob Jarvis.
In recognition of being awarded the Horton Smith Award, New England Section PGA for dedication, leadership, and outstanding contributions to the PGA education program. Mike, will you please join Jim?
Well, welcome. It's great to have you here. You were actually the first PGA professional to have won this award back-to-back years since Bob Beach won it in 2011 and 2012. And we all know Bob Beach and, you know, what he has accomplished. And, you know, what does that mean to you? What does it mean to you to, number one, win it back-to-back, which is an incredible achievement, but also to be mentioned in the same sentence as Bob Beach, who's a Hall of Famer in his own right. So, you know, what's that mean to you?
Well, when I heard that, it was a little daunting, I think is probably the right word. I'm truly humbled, and just to be selected, it was kind of amazing. Last year was a whirlwind, and to be back again, it's kind of amazing. It probably is the best way I can sum it up.
It's safe to say that education is a passion of yours. So obviously, you don't win the Horton Smith Award unless you're really, really involved in educating and helping our younger PGA members to be better. What does it mean to you when you see these young PGA professionals partaking in education?
Well, I think it probably stems from when I was a kid, and my parents and grandparents kind of instilling that in me all the way through. My son's over there videotaping. Listen up, kid. This spot's for you. And it's amazing. I think some of it selfishly, I drive myself just to try to better myself and better all the professionals I come into interaction with. I think it's important, you know, as all of us as PGA professionals, we have hundreds or thousands of interactions with our members or clients or on a daily or weekly basis. And if there's any way that we can put together a seminar or a workshop or even a Cracker Barrel, even a discussion, a one-on-one, and you can take, you know, what I call that little golden nugget and use that in that interaction, you make that person's day. And it just helps us, you know, enhance ourselves, enhance our own brand at our facility, and enhance the PGA brand as well.
President of the NEPGA, Rob Jarvis, returns.
Upon unanimous votes of the NEPGA Awards and Hall of Fame Committee and the Board of Directors, the New England Section PGA is hereby proud to induct two fine professionals, Willie Ogg and Jim Lane, into this elite group of people whose excellence, achievements, and service to golf deserve premier recognition. Ogg's application was submitted to the committee by one of the PGA professionals at Worcester Country Club, Mark Aldrich. I've asked Mark to come up and present this award. Mark?
Good evening. It's certainly a privilege to be a part of Willie Ogg's induction into NEPG Hall of Fame. I had the privilege of having dinner with one of his great granddaughters, Courtney, and her family, so that was exciting for me and for Alan Belden as well. To be a part of this is truly amazing. For those of you who are not familiar with Willie Ogg, I'm going to go over a few things, and it's quite incredible. Mr. Ogg was one of the founding members of the PGA of America and is considered one of the founding members of the New England PGA as well. In 1914, he left his home of Carnoustie, Scotland, and worked at what is now Braeburn Country Club before leaving for a job at East Lake Country Club in Atlanta, Georgia. He worked there with a young amateur golfer named Bobby Jones. Ogg moved to Worcester Country Club in 1921 and was the head professional from 21 to 1944. In that time, he was instrumental in bringing the 1925 U.S. Open and the very first Ryder Cup in 1927 to the club. Ogg was a club maker, and he invented the augmented style of iron that was weighted towards the sweet spot of the club. It was patented and sold by the Wilson Company, and he created a weighted club and patent designed for a golf glove as well. Ogg played many PGA championships. In 1923, he finished tied for 9th, his career best. He won the 1924 NEPGA Championship as well as the 1924 Massachusetts Open. Ogg was involved with education and gave many lectures on golf fundamentals at PGA assistance schools in Clearwater, Florida. If a club designed and head pro weren't enough, Ogg was also a golf course architect, designing Atlanta's Jamie L. Key Municipal Course, and in Massachusetts, he designed the Country Club of Wilbraham and Green Hill Golf Club. Ogg was designed and redesigning courses in upstate New York and Florida until his death on Christmas Day in 1959. He is remembered through his book titled Golf as I Know It, and as a pioneer for the New England PGA section in Worcester Country Club.
Up next, we meet the second member to be inducted into the NEPGA Hall of Fame, Jim Lane, and later we'll meet the Professional of the Year in the New England section. Welcome back to the Nashawtuc Country Club. Let's rejoin NEPGA President Rob Jarvis as he introduces PGA member Jim Lane into the NEPGA Hall of Fame.
New England Section 2017 inductee, New England Section PGA of America Golf Hall of Fame, Jim Lane, in recognition of exemplary lifetime achievements and legendary service to the game of golf. Jim?
You know, you served the section in so many ways for so many years. I served with you on the board for years, and we served together as officers and so on. What does this award mean to you, you know, as you look back now? You've been out of office for a while, and here you are. You're being inducted into the Hall of Fame. What does it mean to you now?
Well, it's great to be acknowledged by your peers. I mean, that's the whole thing. We get awards, and the awards are individuals. But behind the individual is always a team. And that team is family. It's my wife of 50 years, Diana, over there, my son, Sean. The membership at Winchester Country Club, fabulous. The mentors I had, Jim Browning, Tex McReynolds. There was a gentleman here earlier who helped a lot of us. That's Terry Frechette. It's great to see Terry up and around. It's just not an individual. There's a whole team behind you in the PGA of America, which gave me the opportunity to help other people. That's what it means to me.
Congratulations, Jim. Up next, we'll meet with the NEPGA Professional of the Year, Tony Decker. We return to the NEPGA Special Awards Dinner, brought to you in part by Michelob Ultra. Now, let's meet the Professional of the Year.
There's a reason why I'm standing here in front of you tonight to give this award to this fine gentleman that I know very well. As you all know, I'm up for election for the president the next term, and normally the awards banquet is after the election, Mike. And when I heard that Tony was going to be the Golf Professional of the Year, I said, I'm really excited because I can give him the award because he's one of my closest friends. And I am proud, and we are proud to announce Tony Decker, PGA, as our 2017 recipient of the Golf Professional of the Year award here in the New England section.
How surprised were you when you learned of your award and this honor when the president called you?
I would describe it as shocked. Just a quick little background. My uncle Al Romano, who was like a dad to me growing up, introduced me to the game, bought me my first set of golf clubs, and set me up with my first lesson with a PGA professional. Has since passed, but his home is still in our family. And we had a big snowstorm last winter, so the next day I had gone over to snow blow the driveway and take care of the house. And while I was outside, I got a phone call from Rob that obviously I had missed. So upon completion of my duties at the house, I had called him, and he had informed me that I had won the award. And it was really fitting that I was standing in my uncle's driveway. And it just really meant a lot to me, and it just seemed to come full circle.
How does it feel to know that you just received the highest award that you can be bestowed upon by the New England PGA?
I really have run the gamut of emotions. Our phone conversation with Rob was, my phone conversation with Rob was more of him talking and me just pretty much getting some words out. So it's gone from emotional to a sense of pride, knowing the list of past winners, and I'm far from their class, but just to be considered or put on that same list is pretty humbling.
Congratulations, Tony. You can watch the complete segments on the NEPGA and Golf Destination Facebook pages. The NEPGA's Awards Dinner is brought to you on Facebook Live by Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer. The NEPGA's Awards Dinner was produced by Sociable. Learn more at trendsociably.com. destination is brought to you by Goslings of Bermuda, Link Soul, Mink Par, not war. The Abaco Club, barefoot luxury in the Bahamas. Avidia Bank. 47 Brand. Delta, keep climbing. Presented by Sociable, original social media programming.